That's really weird.
Yeah, so some of these ghosts are like, yeah, I don't think this person belongs in these photos.
I've never heard of that before.
That one's so funny. Could you imagine being like, oh, it was such a special night. Hey, how come Chevy's not in this picture? She was right next to me.
I feel like those ghosts are just channeling Mean Girls. You can't sit with us. Not around the piano, at least.
It's okay. You won't be friends with her in a year. It's fine. The, quote, hand of mystery legend seems to also stem from here, where a worker was supposedly caught between drywall and was buried alive. It's not. There's a photo. It's a pretty famous photo where it looks like there's a hand that's coming out from the wall. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it fell. You can make anything into anything if you try hard enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was something that we've talked about it, you and I have talked about how much I get really irritated at the people that fabricate stories.
Yes.
And one
images.
person, one person specifically had been the one to claim that this was a worker that was buried alive, and and this is his hand that's still there to this day, which also, it's a hotel. There's no way that they would let that happen.
Yeah.
Like, if he were buried in the wall, I'm pretty sure they'd just be like, well, cut off that little blurb and then we'll just paint over it. It's fine.
That's ridiculous.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But you know how people like to sell books. Apparently later, this person that had basically started this rumor had met with somebody, and they were talking about the Congress, because he's really into the Congress and he knows all the history of it. He does tours on it. And he had asked where the story had stemmed from. Mm-hmm. And the person had said, well, I don't know, but it's a good story, isn't it?
Oh, kind of like somebody else who we've talked about before who likes to sell books.
That's exactly who I'm talking about.
No. Mm-hmm. She didn't.
The lobby has also witnessed an attempted double murder suicide beyond the doors. Apparently, true love. I wrote, true love, haha.
Nothing says true love like I'm going to kill you. I love you so much, I'm going to kill the fuck out of you.
Nobody else can have you.
So, a woman named Ruby Pishak.
That is a terrible last name.
Well, it looks to be Czech. She had taken on a lover who, when she started to reconcile with her husband, had decided it was appropriate for him to accost them, try to kill both of them, and then he shot himself. The only person that did die from this was her lover, but you'll be glad to know that she and her husband, while they were laying in a state where they thought they were dying, had reconciled, but like a year later they divorced.
That just sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Not on My Watch, starring Valerie Bertinelli.
There are also, and it's, like I said, it's strange because there are also more murder-suicides that happen there as well. The 12th floor and individual rooms have the good stuff in them. An elevator operator had fallen 70 feet to his death, and now his elevator stops at level 8 without any guests pushing any buttons. So you get in, doors close, goes to level 8, and you're like, what?
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. A judge haunts room 474 and changes the TV channels because he's old. He's like, well, I'm okay to make this judgment that this show is trash.
He does not want to watch Real Housewives of Dallas.
I mean, no one does except for you monster.
That's not true. Chevy watches it too.
Sometimes.
So here's the thing. A man apparently was in one of the rooms he was living there. As most, hotels, like, sometimes you get long-term residents and then fine. Mm-hmm. And his son was trying to send him away to a place, that could take care of him. And he was
like an assisted living type of situation?
Something more like a home in some manner.
Yeah.
And he was not having it. He did not want it. He said no. So he held off his son and security before finally succumbing to being placed in a home.
Oh.
Yeah. His room's door gets pulled shut as people enter it or try to walk out of it.
That's actually kind of sad.
It's very sad. Room 905, the phone only sends and receives static noise. There is a 10-year-old that runs up and down the hall in knee breeches and high button-up boots. There's another story, too, that there are rooms that are too haunted and that they've been sealed up with wallpaper completely, and you can't tell where they are. But if you talk to people that work there, that's not a real thing.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's neat. There are other rooms that are locked with, like, padlocks and stuff like that. But if you're not using them or maybe the room is in disrepair, then, yeah, like, you don't want anyone, like, sniffling in there, you know? Like, get out of here. Stop being Snoopy. Although I am a Snoop. I'm a Snoopy person.
I would be a little bit nosy, too.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
You said, where did you go at the hotel this last weekend? And I was like, oh, I went wandering the second floor. Like, I was, like, looking in the rooms that were under construction. I was not supposed to be there, but I was. Another fictional thing that a lot of people believe is that there is a room 666. It isn't a room. It is an office. It does not have a room number because it's an office. And people were like, well, it's weird that, you know, that they would have a room that's 666 and they wouldn't let anyone in it. And they're like, well, we do. The person that works here in this office is in here. Also, we don't have a room 666 because we don't have a room 666. Peg Leg Johnny, which I fucking love it. I love it so much.
I love this already, yeah.
Peg Leg Johnny roams the halls and messes with the lights. He is thought to be a man who had a peg leg that was in one of the parties and had a heart attack and died.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, apparently everyone loved him, but they also think that he might be a man that was homeless, that was murdered in, quote, Peacock Alley, that is now just a bricked-up tunnel. Mm-hmm. That Adam Sutzer calls, quote, an ancient toilet burial ground, which is funny to me that they're just like, I don't know, put all the toilets in this, put all the junk in this hallway. 2 Marines had left at 3 a.m. in their underwear after a towering black figure had come out of the closet and walked towards their beds. Frederick Hay was found naked, save his shirt and socks, which are found bound around his feet and wrists. His shirt was used to strangle him.
Oh, what?
Yep. A woman who had slit her wrists is still seen in her bathtub sometimes. Supposedly there was an impromptu exorcism, but the staff does not confirm that it ever happened, nor the room number. That's another thing that apparently they get agitated about, which I would get. Like, oh, I heard there was an exorcism, and you're just at the desk like, dude, are you booking a room? Leave me alone. This is asinine. Fucking go do research somewhere else. Like, this is not what? I'm just here to give you a fucking room key. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Room 441 is said to be one of the most haunted in the building. Beds will shake, objects move, shadows walk, and my favorite part of it is the best wake-up service that I've ever heard in my entire life, where a woman kicks the guest awake.
What?
Is it so rude? She's like, you wanted a wake-up call. Wha-bam! Another unspecified room has pictures that turn 365 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Since this hotel seems to be almost cursed, not even those that don't stay there are safe. Many have thrown themselves into the elevator shaft, poisoned themselves, shot themselves, but James Kennedy took it a little bit further. After visiting a friend, James burned all of his identifying materials, walked into Lake Michigan, and shot himself. Apparently, Andrew Mack had also walked into the lake to drown himself. Both had visited the hotel and almost immediately did these things. Room 209 called down to the desk only to have no one on the other line. So they were like, hello, this is whatever. And there was nothing. And when they called back, there was no answer.
Was anybody staying in that room?
Nope.
Yuck.
During the call, another guest had reported a woman screaming inside of that room. When security finally got in, no one was there, but the shower was running. All of the furniture was upside...
Yes! Yes, I've seen that video!
Yeah, all the furniture was upside down, and the carpet was ripped up. No one except for security had entered or left at all.
That was the Congress?
Yeah.
Oh, and then the apparition comes out of the room, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, I have so many goosebumps on my arms right now.
Still, shadows stare from the bathroom mirrors. Guests sleep with the bathroom doors closed because they keep seeing things inside of the bathroom when they're obviously alone by themselves. And one of the saddest, stupid, sad stories. So sorry I'm ending on like a downer note. In 1939, Adele, a mother of Carol Langer and Ian Tommy, was one of the large amounts of refugees fleeing World War II. She had waited 6 months for her husband to arrive, and she had feared deportation if he hadn't. She brought her sons to the zoo, and upon return to the hotel, she suffered a nervous breakdown. She threw her 2 young sons from the 12th floor before taking her own life by jumping. Her permanent refugee letter had arrived later that day. Also, apparently, her husband also arrived a little bit afterwards just to find not only the letter that says, no, it's cool, we got you, stay here, don't panic, and obviously to find out she was dead.
And his kids?
And his kids.
Yuck.
Guests in the hall report a small boy running through the hall, standing in their rooms, and an overwhelming sense of panic or being chased while they're walking through the hotel. So I think that some of the kids might be like her two little boys.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, but isn't it like, it's so sad? She was like, I'm gonna, like, everything sucks, but we're gonna go to the zoo and we're gonna make sure you have a good day. Mommy loves you. And throws him off the roof.
And is she still at the hotel?
I didn't see anything on her, but that doesn't mean anything. She could be, she could be the bathroom ghost for all I know.
I feel like Adele just pops into your room at night and she goes, "Hello, it's me."
All breathy and sultry. So that's the Congress.
That was a good story, and I can't get over the whole thing about
furniture and the carpet.
Yeah, if you have not seen that video, YouTube it. It is crazy.
It is. Yeah, it's a little nuts.
Oh, and the lights in the hallway flicker during it too.
Yeah, but the lights in the hallway flicker a lot.
Oh, I mean, it's an older building
floors,
too.
Yeah. So there's that.
That was real spookadooks.
Yeah. So now you get to correct your rather fun story. It wasn't sad. It was sad, but it was fun more so. By telling me a cheers.
All right, I'm ready to cheers it. So, to all my haters out there, so much more is coming.
Okay.
Cheers!
Cheers! And if you would like to cheers with us on social media, you can find us at Facebook as Shots in the Dark Pod.
We're also on Twitter and Snapchat at Shots in the Dark P. We love Instagram, and you can find us on there at Shots in the Dark Podcast. And if you want to give us some feedback or tell us about something that you'd like to hear us cover, or if you have a fun story, please shoot us an email at shotsinthedarkpodcast@gmail.com. We do also have a Patreon account that we're trying to grow right now. So if you want to help support the show, that would be really cool. It helps us to get better equipment and hopefully eventually at some point be able to give some of that money to other podcasts that we would like to help out and support local charities.
Yeah, that's actually our primary goal, is to have enough that we can start supporting other podcasts that really, really deserve to have a better income than they're currently having on their particular Patreons. Also, it's very, 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 very necessary. If you feel real froggy, hopefully you'll dash on over to iTunes and give us a 5-star review. Just comment anything. We like hearing from you, so that's like super cool, but also it helps other people find us, and that's important.
And with all of that being said from both of us here at Shots in the Dark Podcast, we hope we've left you shaken.
Not stirred.
Bye.
Bye.
Bear with me and take those judgy pants off.
Put them on the floor next to my pants.
Pants on the ground.